There is a moment on your IT career when you start to work between your main job, your side projects, and years start to pass by and you start to move up on your career ladder. Wait, what am I talking about here? There is no IT career ladder. What exists is a software engineer with more and less skills, which is. Well, anyway, you inevitably start to postpone your side projects in order to focus on your main job. That's normal because is that the one who brings money to your bank account. And of course, it will not make you stop thinking of thousands of solutions every day. It's what you have been training for. Find a problem and solve it. That's exactly what happened to me. Yes, I'm another one with this crazy impulse to find solutions every day and try to develop a product and another side project, another GitHub repository full of codes I will probably never revisit again. But there was once. About 2 years ago, I have this unique idea: create a marketplace app. And here is where you ask me, why you want to create another marketplace app? Because you're not a software engineer without trying to copy another successful business model as an Airbnb, right? In this market idea, I would bring together all foreign exchange languages courses to allow students to travel to another country and be able to learn a new culture and a new language. So an Airbnb for summer exchange courses. From that idea, I would like to build a product, a business, something that I would make profit from it. And the goal was to achieve a happy ending. Maybe? The difference between this idea and then another 60 different side projects on my GitHub account, it was that I really wanted to build it to the end and really start to create and launch a company, do something meaningful that could add value not just for me, for my future customers, like you, for example. And of course, sometimes your brain just wants to kick you in the stomach and say, just go and do it. And that's what I did. I started gather some friends and with similar better skills, actually all better than me, to give birth to this project, and we did everything right. Uh, Maybe not everything right. We introduced this idea to some acceleration programs, and we gathered some good interest. And in the end, we find someone that could help us to start a company and help us to find clients, identify who could founding us. This person soon became our friend, and everything seems incredible. It's what people in my country call the beginning of the company's marriage. At the moment, everything seems right. I can't go on talking without saying that it failed miserably. You can imagine this idea didn't exist. The lack of experience on the market, difference in technology options, lack of customers, some know of important people, other knows to obtain financing, made this marriage along the way a kind of very abusive relationship from the app to us. And do you remember what I said at the beginning about prioritizing your main job over your side project? This happened here too. In addition, you have to consider, for example, the fact that people have other things to do in their lives, like relationships, children. It is difficult to get out of the hype of having a really non-original, good project and see it becomes a side project until it reaches the point you have to let it go. It felt like I was breaking up, doesn't it? But it kinda is. I was emotionally invested in something that was bringing me joy and bringing the idea of freedom and direction to my future. And letting go of something that I've conceived, dream of working out, and have fun doing it. Yes, it's a drag. Sometimes we need difficult moments to reevaluate our thoughts, what went wrong or what went right, and rethinking about this project revealed something to me. I went beyond what I was trying to do before. Instead of failing even to start a company, I failed with some experience I could learn from it. But steps were missing, and that motivates me to try again. Start a new idea with some experience gain, and now with the goal of going further. This can make me go way ahead what I tried to achieve before, or I can just take another step and fail. No matter how far, what matters here is to achieve more than before. To be able to complete these extra steps, I saw that I needed something enabled to really reach them. And the main thing was reorganize my life. I explain you why. When I started this old project, I was single, I had my own space, and I could have all the time in the world to do things. But I didn't. In addition to my main job, I was dividing my free time between my side projects, my video games, Tinder, and parties from Wednesday to Sunday. Not having free time exclusively for my part-time slash side project slash startup companies, it was killing not only my motivation to do what I'm supposed to do, but also killing my colleagues' motivation to actually finish the project. My mind wasn't clearly focused. Instead of working hard on the project, I was telling others that I was doing it. The project became sort of an object of status about someone who had hard work. I was trying to demonstrate more virtue, which I didn't have, and achieve self-identification than really focusing my efforts to become someone better. It turns out between the moment we finished with the old project and I started this new project, the Closer Stack app, I met someone who became very important to me. She is a credible human being with a big heart and not a big fan of technology. It was a perfect match. And now, understanding what went wrong in the past and knowing the importance of having time to be with someone that I love, I didn't want to ruin everything, both the relationship and the app. From that moment, I realized I needed to do something to be able to achieve everything I promised myself to do. From that moment, I decided to wake up at 5 a.m. I've been doing this since last year, and because I was waking up early, I had to answer a question from a friend of mine. But why you have to wake up 5 in the morning? Can't you just reorganize your normal day? The answer is no, and it's not because of self-development. For that, you can check all these YouTubers that talk about how you can improve your life by waking up early to reach the extreme goal of being the best you in the world. Or your bow. Anyway, that is not my goal here, because at this moment we are not being philosophers or we are not FANG high level employees. We are normal people who have a good position in the job market at the moment, and we want to do more and want to have more. But doing so made me accomplish things I believe I can summarize in two very obvious points, or buzzwords to use when Joe Rogan invites me in the future to his podcast. One is increase your daytime, and the second one, finish what you started. With the increase of my daily time, having more time before and after my main job allow me to spread my tasks throughout the day more granularly and not compress everything after my work. I can do now much more than just working on my side project and my main job. Working for a company, which I love, mind you, from 9 to 5, requires dedication. And during these pandemic times, nothing resonates more than this word. We all have been impacted in some way by these uncertain times. I will talk about this more in a future video. We found ourselves working from home 24 hours a day, almost 7 days a week, and that requires a very organized state of mind to keep doing what we have to do to get shit done. Since I have been up earlier every day, my day life schedule is being more viable. I was able to avoid procrastination because my way of working with both jobs was applicable to a quarantine and a non-quarantine way of life. So that's how I structure my day. I try to wake up between 5 and half 5 a.m. and then this early I do meditation, and then I have a cup of coffee and I start to work on my side project until 9. Then 9 to 5 I work on my normal job. After 5 I have to wrap up what has to be finished or do some bits of extra works until, I don't know, 6 p.m. maybe, no more than this. And then after that I do some exercise, then I just finish the day having a good time with my fiance. While I'm working from home, my fiance is here with me all the time and we are together all day. But during my working hours, we don't interact with each other much. We have been amazing together without many conflicts during all this month together, even though she unfortunately had to live with me. And still, I prefer to organize my life so we can have more time together, where we can dedicate ourselves to each other. And what do you do on the weekends? Well, on the weekends I leave my schedule a little bit open when I can do different things. But mainly I do videos for YouTube and I do small sessions of the app with myself, where I can do small fixes on the app and I can schedule what I want to do during the week. But if you want to check it out what I'm doing right now, you can click on the Notion link down below on the description. Alright, now that I have explained to you how my work-life balance works, here's where I have to end up saying to you, go ahead and reevaluate what you are doing. Because probably you clicked on this video to see what other people have to say about waking up early, self-development, improving your mind, etc. And you're trying to discover something in your life, and I praise you for that. Your day probably will be totally different from mine, and that is perfect. You are you, not me obviously, and this is amazing we are interacting around here. A great way to realize if you are doing something meaningful to your life is to analyze if it brings you joy, if it makes you happy. So don't start waking up early just because someone else told you to do so. Wake up early because you have a task to do, you have a job to do, or just for the crack. But do because you want to. If you want to share some information about it, feel free to do in the comments below, and it helps and allows me to interact with you and understand what I need to do to improve myself on this YouTube channel. So I believe that's pretty much it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and that's it.